Hey y'all, we're Jimmy and Lisa with FindUsCamping, and today you have found us in Bowden.
Or Bowden, West Virginia.
So that's the debate. Is it Bowden or Bowden? We don't know which one it is, but we're gonna go with either one of them. So today at this campground, we are at
Revelle's River Resort.
in Bowden or Bowden.
Comment below if you know the correct pronunciation, because we could go on all day. But bottom line is, it is about 9 miles from Elkins, West Virginia. So if you're familiar with that, that'll kind of give you an idea of where we are.
This campground is laid out pretty cool. There is some seasonal RVers here, and there's some transits, which we are. We are backed up right to
It's a little creek.
this little creek back here.
Across the campground is, I think it's Shaver Fork, which is an extension of the Cheat River. So that whole side over there is RV sites that back right up to the water, so you can hear the water running all night.
Now that would have been an awesome place for us to park backed into there with the deck down, and you can hear the water going across the rocks. That would have probably put me to sleep real good back here.
This side is more or less a little creek that runs behind, but either way, you've got water on both sides. And this is kind of a fishing area for the kids where they don't have to get in the rushing water, even though it's not real deep.
One good thing about this place is the sites are huge.
Yeah, they are.
We have a big site right
Like
here.
we could park another RV, not comfortably, but if we had friends that need a place to stay and they would allow it, we could park another RV in here. That's how much room we have between us and the neighbors.
Now there is a nice camp store when you first pull in. They have just basically everything you possibly would ever need in a camp store. They have the wood outside. She was making popcorn just the other day. There's ice cream? Yeah, there's ice cream in there, and some donuts that we didn't get, but just basically anything you needed in there. And there's 2 chairs. We were able to sit in there. The internet here for us for AT&T and our T-Mobile wasn't the best,
Not great.
so we just sat in the
Yeah, they had Wi-Fi up there, and they have like 2 little tables in the store/office. And he didn't mention they have a lot of fishing gear, so lures and bait and that kind of thing. Even I think there's even a couple rods and reels up there. The water and the river is perfect for fly fishing. I don't know how to do that, but I did watch a kid doing it the other day. It was pretty cool to watch.
And the best thing about it there, when you go up to the office, I keep wanting to call it cabin. When you go up to the office, you can rent you a tube, and you can tube all the way down the river.
Right. So we did not investigate where you get out down there.
But we
I
did investigate where you go in.
Well, and I saw several people walking back up through the campground with their tubes. So it must be a place down there in the campground. I also saw some people kayaking. The water didn't really look deep enough to me to kayak at the very moment we were down there. We did get a lot of rain last night, so
the water is up a little bit higher now.
Might be easier to kayak now. But I saw a man and a son carrying their kayaks back the other day.
I saw a little kid trying to kayak upriver. He wasn't going too far.
It's moving too fast the other direction.
He was trying. So, but back to this park. It is a beautiful park. It's in the mountains. There's a mountain to the left. There's a mountain to the right, and it's kind of like you're down in the valley. So it did rain the last 2 days. You got to see some of the clouds come over the mountains and sit in the mountain, which is pretty neat.
Well, and this is one of the oldest still privately owned campgrounds in West Virginia. I think they have, I want to say it was 200 sites and 14 cabins. They have a lot of cabins. We'll talk about those later. And there are a lot of annual sites, but they're all kind of down to one end. So, except for like some people that work here. But the area for transients like us is kind of wide open for transients, so that makes it a lot of fun.
It's very well manicured. They were out here cutting once or twice since we were here. We were here for a week, and we saw them cutting the grass. So they kept up with that pretty well. Every time somebody left, they went out there and they cleaned the fire pits. The fire pits were clean. They just do a very good job here keeping everything clean, and that's hard to find in a lot of campgrounds now.
Even a lot of the corporate owned ones used to have that, check in, check out, and the in between was when they would mow and clean out fire pits, but a lot of them don't do it anymore. So it's kind of refreshing to see a local mom and pop thing being operated the way it should be.
There is no concrete slab, so if you're looking for a concrete slab,
no,
there isn't anything. We're parked in full grass. I mean, the whole thing is grass right here. Some of the sites across the street, they do have some rock and that kind of thing in there, but it is a gravel road. There's no pavement at all. There is speed bumps to keep everybody slowed down, but if you're looking for that concrete slab and that
This
nice
isn't it.
big fire pit. This one isn't it, but it is a beautiful, beautiful place.
It's a beautiful park and it's well maintained. So that's important to me. I was talking to one of the owners and he was asking how their park compared to others, and I said, well, you know what? I look for the care that's being taken and the way people are being treated when I come to a park, and I don't have any complaints here.
So if one other thing, if you are looking for a pool, this isn't it. They're not allowed to have a pool.
They're in the floodplain.
Yeah,
so
Lisa
they
talked
can't
to
do
the owner
that.
the other day, and they're in that floodplain, so they can't set the pool. But they did do something for you if you wanted that water, and it's called.
It's a splash pad, which in my opinion is awesome. You could still sit around, you could still get wet, you can hang out in the sun, the kids can play. I don't know if I've ever heard of anybody drowning in a splash pad, so there's that. But the kids that were over there were having a great time. And if you really want to get in the water like you would a pool, then you could just rent a tube and float down the river. So there is that. I don't know. I really like it here. I think they have a lot of amenities. They have basketball courts, volleyball courts, horseshoes. Like we said, you can do the tubes. There's several different playground areas throughout the park, so it's not just one great big playground. There's one right here where we are. There's a couple down the other end. Like we said earlier, they have cabins.
So we'll go back to the cabins now. They have, I guess, if you want to go from every price point, from every size,
Right.
all the way up. So
I think the most primitive is just a cabin, no AC.
Okay. All
No
right.
AC, and just like a cabin that I want to say had bunk beds on either side. That's what it was, but it's right across from the bathhouse. So it's a step above a tent. So if it rains, you're going to stay dry. If it gets too cold, I believe there was heat in there, so like you're not going to freeze. But you know, for like the tent goer who wants to come to the mountains and didn't want to haul the tent, that would be an option, and I'm sure that's the cheapest cabin. All the way up to, there was one cabin over there that had like 4 bedrooms.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that at the end, so you have to stick around all the way to the end to see what she's talking about right there. But from the cabin without a lot of air conditioner, sitting right on the water, so you can go out on your deck
Yes.
and you can see the water, which is a beautiful view.
Literally, you can sit on the porch and you're looking down on the
To
water.
a yurt, to a little bit bigger of a cabin, to a bigger of a cabin,
To a
the
bigger
thing
of a cabin.
to the thing we're going to show you at the end. But yes, it is a very cool, nice place here. The other cool attraction here is the train rides. We drove an hour or so
Yeah.
up to Cass, West Virginia.
And then we took a train. It was a steam train. From Cass to Durban. And then in Durban, they have like a cold cut lunch for you, like a bag lunch, so to speak, a little town you can walk around, and then you get back on the train, you come back to Cass. It's a very slow ride because they only go like 7 miles an hour.
Ride. 7 miles, 14 miles.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, and then 2 hours back. It was cool though. I don't think I've ever been.
Thank
on
goodness it was cool outside,
train
because
that
if it
was-
was hot, I believe it would have been hot in that
Well, I don't
train.
think I've ever been on a steam engine train, so that was kind of cool.
I don't know if you ever heard a steam engine whistle, but I'm gonna tell you what,
Good Lord,
that thing is
she's
ear piercing.
loud.
So it was. We were in what cabin was that? The car. It had a nice, comfortable seats in there.
Yeah, and it was comfortable. And then there was also a cabin that had like tables and chairs. There was
Just
no food
tables
served,
and
but
chairs.
just tables and chairs. So
And we
you
saw
know,
a
if
lot
you
of
were
people.
with a group,
Yeah, we saw a lot of people there just playing cards as we walked through. And then
And
the
then-
next one was.
just a wide open car.
Yeah.
There's also a closer train here that leaves out of Elkins. That's a diesel train, so it's a different experience, but it is way closer, and
And
it
it literally
actually
goes
comes
right
right through
there.
here.
Yeah.
So we thought about doing that another day. They're calling for rain, so we ended up not doing it. But something cool that you could do. Also, just in the area, because we're in the mountains, the water's nearby. There's you could take your mountain bike, you could go hiking. You could go fishing, you could go tubing, there's
And
whitewater rafting nearby.
If you're here in the wintertime, which this park is open year round, all the sites aren't open, but the sites that we're in right now, they are heated water, so you can park here in the wintertime.
And I think the cabins are open in the winter.
Snowshoe is right down the road. So if you're a big skier or you're a big snow tuber or snowboarder, whatever it is,
Whatever the snow thing you want
I
to do.
can't get rid of the allergies
you
here.
can
But
do it in the winter here. And that's another point to make, because a lot of campgrounds that are in mountainous areas are not open in the winter because of the weather. So it was kind of cool. The owner was telling us that they are open year round, not full capacity, but they are open year round. So if you wanted to come ski or I don't know. Like, I don't know if you fish in the freezing cold water. This girl's not doing it.
Well, they do ice fishing, but I don't know if it's really cold enough to do here.
It's still a pretty area. I would say in the fall it would be cool because the leaves would be changing colors. In the summer it's nice. It was stupid hot a couple of days. But,
hot, she means by 88 degrees.
Well, it was humid too, but it cools down at night. And today it's the middle of the afternoon and it's
the breeze is blowing.
Maybe
it's
in the
nice.
70s. It's really pretty today. So it's cloudy, but the temperature's nice.
So in 1985, this bridge was knocked over by a flood.
It used to be a metal bridge.
Now it's concrete. So as we were taking a walk, we've seen pieces and parts of the bridge down
on the
river.
riverbank.
But if you look, that's how deep it was. So that's a lot of water to move up. So as you guys know, we normally do all these campground tours, but we don't do a lot of cabins because a lot of campgrounds have just your normal cabins. But we have found one here.
This place has a ton of cabins, and I mean everything from a camping cabin, which you expect to find at a campground, to this monster behind us that we're going to take you into. It's called the Grizzly.
To a yurt, so a little teepee looking thing.
Yeah, this, I don't know, the yurt kind of has a special place. I really like that. But this cabin, I'm thinking like when we go camping, we want to take all the kids and the grandkids and they don't all fit in the RV. So this would be a perfect week in the summer and the winter. It overlooks the river, so the summer would be fun.
So what could be any worse than looking over the river?
Yeah, and in the wintertime, the leaves would be changing and it's in the mountains of West Virginia. So I want to take you inside so you can take a look for yourself. This is amazing. So just imagine if we had all the kids and the grandkids in this big room just hanging out. There's even a high chair for the little ones. So let's go check out the bedrooms and the bathrooms and all the things. So all of them are kind of cabin themed. This is bedroom number 1. It has a king size bed, so perfect for a couple. And even room if you needed to put a bassinet or a pack and play if you had a little one with you. The master bath, nice walk-in shower, huge vanity, separate little area for the toilet over in the corner. Again, the whole cabin theme is so cute. Bedroom number 3 could be 2 adults or 2 kids because it has the 2 bunk rooms or the bunk beds. This last bedroom is a bigger room. I'm thinking it's a full or queen size bed, so again, a couple. And then there's a small little porch that you would have for yourselves if you run this room. So when you come back down the hall, that's all the bedrooms. You've got this huge open room, but there's also sleeping in this room for extra people because both of these couches in the living room fold out. They're futons. So don't really know, maybe queen, maybe full, but you could easily have 4 more people here. And then if you had little ones with pack and plays or bassinets, there's plenty of room for all that. Plenty of room for everybody to sit and eat. This is a great option. Oh, almost forgot. There's a little half bath right here off the kitchen.
So all in all, this is a pretty cool little big cabin.
Big cabin.
It's huge.
And again, I said it would be cool to come and bring all the kids. Maybe you have more kids than we do or more grands and you want to come and bring your camper. It's a campground too, so we could come and bring the camper. Some people could sleep with us. The rest of them could share a cabin. And they have cabins here, everything from just a room, no bathroom, no anything, all the way up in stages to a bedroom and bath, bedroom kitchenette, to this.
So no matter how small you are or how big you need, and it's hot outside today and this thing feels beautiful inside, so the AC is working.
And there's a river out front. This runs across where the cabins are and then across the street where all the campsites are. They rent tubes and all the things to do that. So whether you want to play in the river or just relax and listen to the sounds, I think it's a cool stop.
And bonus, there is a hot tub.
Most of the bigger cabins like this one have hot tubs. Not the tiny ones, but the bigger cabins that would sleep more than a couple of people have hot tubs on them. So there's that. And I don't think the yurt has a hot tub.
So if you're ever in Bowden, West Virginia area,
Or Bowden, West Virginia.
Bowden, whichever way
We
it
don't
is, you guys got to stop by.
Check it out. Revelle's River Resort.
Until the next time you find us camping, guys.
Safe travels, y'all.